opening day or something. I don't know. Good morning to you. Good Friday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Pirates. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or hockey, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Penguins in the same place that you found this. The 144th season of Major League Baseball in Pittsburgh will begin at 4:12 p.m. today at PNC Park. Mitch Keller will be taking on the lefty Max Fried and the Yankees, and it will be an opener unlike any other. I think that's safe to say well in advance, because there's a convergence of a whole lot of things, most of them not good, coming into this. One of those, of course, is that the team is off to a 2-5 start and has been an embarrassment fundamentally, can't hit at all, undoubtedly would have come home 1-6 had Paul Skeens not put the team on his back Wednesday in Tampa. And that aspect of it obviously looks really gloomy on top of half a decade of this management team, meaning on and off the field, having achieved absolutely nothing, yet still being retained by Bob Nutting and Travis Williams coming into this season, when everybody who's in that stadium will know that they shouldn't have been. Wait, not true. Not everybody. Because a big chunk of that stadium, don't kid yourself to the contrary, it's going to be Yankees fans. You know how you hear that terminology that a certain fan base travels well? And you'll also hear people counter that by saying, no, they don't. They just happen to have moved there or live there now. Well, this group actually does. Ran into quite a few of them myself just yesterday at our downtown headquarters and shop. They're filling up our hotels here. They're going to fill up that ballpark. And if it's ever occurred, whether it was here or Three River Stadium, that the Pirates were outnumbered in their own place for a home opener, I can't recall it. Doesn't mean it's never happened, but I can't recall it. And I have a feeling it's going to be the case today, which in and of itself, oddly enough, might actually make the people who run the Pirates happy. Because there's also all kinds of discussion online about how fans are going to do this or that, and you're free to go check it out yourself. The one thing that I've seen that's really appeared to have gotten some sort of staying power or sharing power is this notion that whenever you hear Vince Lashaide's jingle on the organ that encourages the fans to chant "Let's Go Bucks," that they'll instead chant "Sell the team." Again, I'm not seeing this happening with a bunch of people from the Bronx filling up every other seat. There's also supposed to be some sort of gathering. There's also supposed to be some sort of gathering out on Federal Street involving those who were protesting through downtown. I genuinely don't know what that is or if that's going to shape up into anything. And one thing I know for sure is that there's a plane that's been rented that's supposed to have some message in this category. I wasn't told the exact wording. I was told the cost. It's going to be $4,000 that somebody's putting up to make this happen. It sends some sort of message about selling the team. I don't know exactly what, again. But it's supposed to be flying over downtown in the North Shore pretty much right up until first pitch. So, yeah, what do you want to talk about? You know, opening day, woohoo! They're going to announce the names of all of the individuals who are in uniform or who are at field level. That, of course, now includes all of the various equipment managers and athletic trainers and so forth. And one of those names is going to be Derek Shelton's. He's going to get booed into oblivion, at least by the Pittsburgh portion of the crowd. That's uncomfortable for these guys. That's going to be terribly uncomfortable for him. It's going to be uncomfortable for his players. I'm not saying anything in one direction or the other as to what you should do about it. I'm making an observation here. If Shelton gets booed the way I'm expecting he'll get booed, it will make a dent. I've yet to experience, for that matter, a home opener in which Nutting himself wasn't right there at field level. He's mingling, he's shaking hands, he's smiling, he's meeting and greeting. And I'd imagine he'll be out there again today. I don't know, maybe he won't. But if he is, or he's anywhere within earshot, whatever delusion might or might not exist within those walls at 115 Federal is going to get blown to bits. He's going to hear it. He's not just going to hear it when Shelton gets booed either. He's going to hear it from people who are right there in his vicinity. That's where this has gotten. I don't know that they get that, but I know that that's where it's gotten. The only guy who will probably get off scot-free in all this is Ben Cherington, because you don't generally see him milling around somewhere on the field or near the field or even the dugout before a game. He doesn't have to be introduced. The GM is never introduced. But what happens when, Colin Holderman gets introduced? One of the nicest guys on the planet. Again, I'm not telling you what to do or not to do. Okay, you can cheer and boo him, whatever it is that you want. I'm just sharing with you, this is one of the nicest guys on the planet. And he'll be affected by it. His teammates will be affected by it. Everyone associated with the Pirates will be affected by it. And the reason that I'm bringing that up is that it'll give them a very different feel. You're going to have to trust me on this than what they actually have, than what they experienced over 2 months in Bradenton, Florida. They're borderline isolated when it comes to this stuff. Now, on the other hand, can expect some great moments as well. Andrew McCutchen might be getting introduced for the last time. Since Paul Skeens won't be pitching, he'll be one of the pitchers that runs out to the third base line. That'll be a neat moment. Brian Reynolds has earned our city's respect. Mitch Keller, again, to mention Mitch, he'll be out in the bullpen, but he'll hear it, meaning in a positive way. But other than that, wow, buckle up. This is going to be something. When we come back, J1Q.
It's Gun Storage Check Week. Help prevent unwanted access to your firearms. No one wants their unsecured gun to be used in an accident, a suicide, or a crime. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to secure your firearms. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org. That's gunstoragecheck.org. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
Today's J1Q comes from Doug, who says, DK, do any of the Pirates hitters plan to switch to using the new torpedo bat like some of the Yankees hitters have? Yeah, they will. They always do in this sport. This sport, maybe more than any other, is one where everybody pays attention to what everybody else is doing and then copies it because they're looking for every minute advantage that might exist that'd help them get, I don't know, even just one more hit per week. Funny story, I mentioned these Yankees fans who were coming into downtown, and a few of them came in together yesterday into our headquarters and shop on Fifth Avenue, and I immediately barked out, just playfully, that they had to leave all their illegal bats at the door. And you'd think this would have been at least a little bit funny to a couple of them, and it really wasn't. They start right away getting all defensive. That bat's been around for a long time, and the Yankees didn't do anything wrong. They just hit a bunch of home runs off the Brewers, and everything's been kind of normal since then. And a lot of that's true. The Yankees do have the best power numbers, heck, the best offensive numbers in all of baseball through a week. But most of their home runs... Wait, what's that? Wait, there's an update coming in from Yankee Stadium last night in the Bronx, where they hit 3 more home runs to beat the Diamondbacks 9-7. So they now have 22 home runs through 6 games, and yet there's nothing at all improper happening. They just happen to all hit like Aaron Judge right now. By the way, Judge has 5 of those home runs. He's got 5 home runs in the opening week. Look, here's what I know about the bats. They are not new. They are not something that the Yankees invented. It's actually a guy in the Marlins employ, of all teams, who came up with and then executed the concept of having a lot of your hardest material located at the barrel of the bat. And if you've seen the images of what the Yankees have used, there's this awkward looking swelling in that area. Now, if you're getting technical and you look at the rule book and the way it's worded, you could pick it apart in any direction you'd choose. The key word that everyone's been parsing in this debate has been smooth. They don't allow for there to be some sort of hard disruption or a bump of some kind. Everything has to move smoothly. Well, if Major League Baseball were to hear enough noise about this, and meaning, of course, outside of New York, because everyone knows how that stuff works in all sports, and the favoritism, the natural subconscious favoritism that happens with the New York teams because they're based there, meaning the various league headquarters. And if someone were to say, hey, this is not okay, we're really weirding out this sport, it's going to be even more of the all or nothing approach at the plate, which fans have told us they don't want, meaning everybody either strikes out, walks, or homers, and nobody's actually playing baseball, the kind where you're trying to advance people along the base paths. If that were to happen, the one thing that you could cite would be that the rule, when it uses the word smooth, would mean a gradual tapering down from the top of the bat to the knob. Or, heck, they can just change the rule. They can change the wording to whatever they want without worrying about interpreting this or interpreting that. I have a feeling that's where it's going to go, and I further have a feeling, most unfortunately, that it'll only go there when somebody gets hurt, meaning a pitcher off of a line drive or something to that effect. Now, all that said, I am in favor of baseball getting back to having more scoring. I just don't think it needs more home runs. The Pirates, of course, could use more of both. So yeah, there are bats on the way to PNC Park. They'll be used in batting practices. We'll probably see some today. And in that event, it won't take long to see them in games. The one question I'll ask, though, again and again and again, every time some other team takes some sort of bold, innovative stride, that why don't the Pirates ever think of things like that? I appreciate the question. I appreciate everybody listening to Daily Shot of Pirates all week long. Again, if you're coming down here today, have a good time. And we'll get back together here on Monday morning.